Let me know when you can hear me. And we can start. Oh, is everyone there? Hello. Lord Fox, are you there? Hello. Okay, good. All right. Okay, you see this move is a little bit premature. What you have to be careful about in shogi is that the knights can't move backwards. So that means once you commit to moving the knight up, it only can go here and here. Very, very committal. So you have to be very careful about the knight development. Once you go up, you can't go back. Okay? So because of that, maybe you should look at some other move like this. And then make a development like this or like that. Just build a castle. Also, after you exchange the pawn in front of the rook, one really good thing is to keep the rook up here. That way it can kind of slide across. And then maybe the knight can come up behind the rook and you can get this, what they call an Ishida setup. Have you heard of that before? Okay. Yeah, okay, great, great. Yeah. So the development would be a lot more healthy that way. With the rook in front of the knight, what it does is protect the head of the knight. So the position of it becomes a lot more secure. Compare that with this. You see there's nothing defending the head of that knight, which is a traditional weak point. So it can become very, very vulnerable. So what black could do is simply pull this thing back. If he continues like this, I can go into your Anaguma. This thing is protected twice, and it's attacked twice. So that means there's not enough for white, not enough force to break through, because, like this. And if he decides to add one more piece to it, so there's 3 on 2, you can very calmly defend. So it's 3 on 3 again. And so there's going to be no breakthrough. Okay? But let's go a little bit further. He did this. What I'd be worried about is this move, this killing off the knight. Because after this, you notice that if the bishop comes out, this pawn is blocking the diagonal. Oops, kind of cockeyed there. It's blocking the diagonal. So there's no way to continue putting pressure on this formation. So this is the move. Okay. Is everything making sense so far? Yeah, makes sense. Okay. But here, he allowed this, and this check is very, very troublesome. Because there's no really... Well, actually, it's not super troublesome. Maybe he can do this. And if you decide to attack it... Oh, but this opens. You take here and you threaten... Yeah, that doesn't look so good. Threaten a discover check. Let's see. Let's go back. Yeah, it is kind of annoying. This is kind of annoying. Maybe you can push here. If this guy goes back, then that dies. But then you have this. So you see there's a lot of this bad Aji along this diagonal. Good Aji for white, bad Aji for black. Okay. So instead of that, if you move this guy up here just to defend against that, unfortunately there is this. So he's going to end up winning the knight. Either winning the knight or promoting the pawn. So this isn't an ideal situation. Although to be fair, after this, he's not going to have any pawns in hand. White doesn't have pawns in hand, but his... he's not going to be able to go into an Anaguma like before. So it's kind of a double-edged situation. It clearly isn't how Black wanted things to go. So that's why earlier it's better just to get the king up to safety so you can bring up defenders afterwards. Okay. So is that looks like the Beast 87 YT? Is that you? Gerard UV? Well, if it isn't, hello to you. Welcome to the stream. Okay, good. Okay, so he's piling up and threatening to promote here. Maybe you can just do this. something like that, but and maybe this next. Yeah, it's probably better just to defend the square one more time, because it doesn't protect against this move. Or is it that bad? Actually, maybe this isn't that bad, because later on you threaten to close the diagonal and keep this piece out of play. Okay, but let's go on. So it looks like black's gotten quite a bit of material. If you promote here though, yeah, maybe this was a try, just to attack this. Because here, actually there is this threat, but the thing is you can try defending like this, or do this immediately. Because if he promotes, then you can just run the rook somewhere, maybe here or here. Okay, I'm going to ask you a question. Well, let's look at what happened first. You notice that this king is kind of escaping out into the open. Can you find a good way, well, a better way to attack? I'll give you about a minute to look at it. You can just type out your answers. Right now, black's king isn't, the position of his pieces aren't, they aren't connected. So white has a fairly strong castle, and that means that he has to try and attack immediately. Yeah. What about this? This might be a try. The reason being is if this, you can grab here, and if he takes here, then there's this check, king over, and here. How does black defend? There's a mate in one. This is one of those situations they call no gold, no defense. So if he does like this, you just grab it, and then you can just do like this, threaten mate. Yeah, so remember this, that saying, no golds, no defense. I suppose you can also grab like this, but yeah. Anyway, so in all likelihood, after this move, if black wants to keep playing on, he can try here. Remember that just because the opponent is offering material doesn't mean that you have to take it. It's not like checkers. Sometimes it's better just to sacrifice the material so that you can keep moving on. What if he doesn't take the pawn on 3-6? Yeah, he doesn't. He probably shouldn't, but the threat is this, followed by this. So black is going to have to do something. Do you have any suggestion? I guess you could try to defend like this, but yeah, I don't know. Maybe you can do like this and threaten here. But then you can defend against that by doing this. Yeah, it looks like the attack's kind of running out. But yeah, it's better not for him not to take it. But this is what you call shobute. So when you're in a really bad situation, you have to find a way to kind of put questions to your opponent to solve. And if the opponent can't solve it, then you'll be back in the game. This problem is a lot more difficult to solve than this one. So remember, in bad situations, try to make the thing as challenging to the opponent as possible. Because in this one, the opponent's king is escaping. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Alright, so did you guys have any questions about this? Any questions or comments? Okay, that's good. Good. Alright. Well, thank you for joining me. I'll leave a link to the traditional board game server. Let's see. White people. Yeah, no limit. Whoops. There you go. And if you happen to join it, be sure to get a shogi roll so that you can see the shogi sections in that channel. Okay. Well, thank you for joining me today. If you find found that this is useful, please consider supporting my stream with, and you can do that by clicking on the blue Pac-Man ghost. But anyway, I will see you guys later. Take care. Bye. How do I end this?